let's talk about music business in general, right?
Okay.
Where's your team dynamic right now?
My team dynamic?
Any dedicated producer, studio you go to, or lawyer,
No,
or
no, I don't have a dedicated team right now. I'm just doing basically everything by myself.
mm,
I do have a dedicated marketing team,
okay,
and they're dope. And I love working with them. Um, but other than that, it's no. I'm just trying to find it. I'm trying to find the right production,
okay,
uh, the right sound, and the right place to record outside of my house.
okay,
So I'm still working on that part.
okay. As far as the legal team though, like
Mhm.
any entertainment lawyer,
I do. I have a few entertainment lawyers that I've had long-standing relationships with.
okay,
So that's there.
all right. So
Yeah.
when it comes to the social media tools that you have to showcase the talent, I mean the
Uh-huh.
music once the music was created, right,
Uh-huh.
or it's created,
Uh-huh.
where what do you have?
What do you mean?
I mean, as far as the social media, the
Yeah.
Twitter, the YouTube,
Oh, you mean what's my social
like
media?
what do you use to showcase to show the music to the people?
Right now, my music is on Spotify. It's
Okay.
on Tidal. It's on Apple Music.
Hmm.
It's everywhere. It's on YouTube. So if you use my name, Owele Lizette, you can
Yeah.
find my music everywhere. It's out there.
Okay.
Just gotta like it and find it.
All right. As far as
SoundCloud, everywhere.
great. As far as the system you have in place, right?
Hmm.
Uh, how are you showcasing the music? Are you still doing open mics, or how are you performing
Oh, okay, I see.
weekly, or how is that dynamic for you?
Right now, I'm focused on recording.
Okay.
That's my primary focus.
Okay.
Recording, just getting out there. You catching me at a time where I'm just putting my foot right back out there and let me see what happens if I come outside.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. So 2015, I put Leap out. I took it straight to radio because I felt like that was the most important thing to do. So we were on XM. It was on XM. It did
Hmm.
HUR. Did some local radio. Got me some great exposure. But they were like, okay, so what are you doing online? Like, what's your story?
Yeah.
There's nothing online. So I had to kind of just go back to the drawing board and figure out, like, how do you do this? Because remember, my first deals, I mean, I was signed to Rowdy, Tommy Boy, Arista. My experience in the music industry was as a child. You know what I
It's
mean?
a radio heavy back then.
It was radio heavy
Yeah.
back then. I didn't even sign my own contracts. That's my mother had to do that. So now it's a whole different ball
Yeah.
game, So I had to relearn this industry, and I'm still learning this industry of, oh, you got to post this, oh, you got to do this. No, I'm an artist for real. I'm a real artist. I'm not no social media marketer. I'm not out here taking pictures just for you to see my face every day.
Yeah.
That's why when you look at my Instagram, it doesn't look like I'm trying to be an artist, because I actually am an artist.
Yeah.
I'm living an artist life. I'm writing about how I feel. I'm singing on stages. I do perform. I got a very good. Hopefully by the time this airs, I'm doing something called So Far Sounds. It's like these pop up shows that they
Oh,
do in
okay.
the
All right.
city, around the world.
Right.
So I'm stepping out there to see if anybody's listening, if anybody wants to hear
Okay.
what I have to say, however I can.
Okay. So it's a combination now of the old days and the new days of promoting your music now.
I don't know what it is. I'm still
I
trying to
mean,
figure it
your
out.
presence like on YouTube, Spotify, all of those things. That's the
Mhm.
norm now.
Yes.
Back in the days, like you said, right? It
Uh-huh.
was like radio heavy. If
Yeah.
you have to shine, that's only gonna come from the radio station.
Yeah,
If the
yeah.
radio is not promoting it, you're not shining. But now
Right.
you don't need to go to the radio
You
station.
don't need to go
You
at
can
all.
shine with
Yeah.
the social media,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So all right,
But I
cool.
do feel like you gotta have, as an artist, you gotta have that song. Like, once you put it out there, you gotta see if people are feeling it.
Hmm.
And I feel like there are some artists that I like right now that I didn't like them because of their video. I didn't
Yeah.
like them because the radio forced them down my throat. I just genuinely got that feeling when I heard them. That's the artist that I want to be.
Okay.
So I feel like once I put that song out, I feel like this last project, I have some of that there because I'm getting that response. So I think I'm just gonna keep putting music out and seeing where that takes me.
Okay. As far as the last project though, uh, what was that a concept project or a compilation of different songs that you were feeling at the time?
I think it was a combination of both of those
Okay.
things. So, Ellis for Love, it just basically means like my name starts with L,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's just I stand for love. I
Okay.
stand for love in all aspects of life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So in this aspect, Ellis for Love, with the things going through the heart, it's just a heartbreak album.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the concept. And it's a fun heartbreak album because it's also kind of making people like, you know, songs, for example, like My Line.
Yeah.
It's just like, I know that you like me. Like, I can see. It's no, let's not pretend. You know what I mean? It's
You're trying to be
confidence.
cocky, huh?
It's confidence. It's confidence. I know what you see. You know what I
Alright.
mean?
I mean,
I'm
it's
at that
normal
point
though.
now. Yeah. So it's a concept album.
Okay. So, what is your like? Or like you said, is so did that come from a personal space, as far as like
Yeah.
the love, the pain, maybe a breakup, maybe, or is that what you're trying to tell people through the lyrics?
I Can't Cry is a song that I wrote a long time ago, actually, that I did not want to put out because I just felt like nobody's going to feel that song.
Okay.
But then, like we just talked about, confidence wise, when I decided to do this for the right reasons, it
Mhm.
was like people do like that song.
Okay.
I wrote I Can't Cry because I was just at a point in that relationship where there was no more, like, it was no more heartbreak left.
Okay.
Like, you know, if somebody hurt you so many times, you just don't, at some point, you get numb to it.
Okay.
That's what I Can't Cry is about.
Okay.
And each of those songs is a personal situation.
Okay. Personal.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Great. So, and people can find the actual album or mixtape everywhere, right?
It's everywhere. It's on SoundCloud. It's on YouTube. You can listen to the whole project.
Yeah.
It's on Spotify, Tidal. It's everywhere.
Okay. So, music costs money.
Yeah.
How are you generating the fund now to support the artistry?
Oh, that's such a tough question. You know, I used to just be a just musician.
Mhm.
Up until about 2014, that's all I did was music.
Okay.
I didn't have no real job, no
income.
9 to 5, no nothing. Then about 5 years ago, when the industry started like taking a downward spiral
Yeah.
as far as money,
Yeah.
people really stopped buying CDs and stuff like that.
Streaming now.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get my money by singing background. My last tour, I toured with Nicki Minaj. I worked with her for 2 years. I did the Pink Print tour. I was a background singer for her for a while.
Yeah.
And that's how I would make my money outside of being in a go-go band. Man, I had to find something else to do because after that tour was over, it was just like the people, background singers were going on tour for like $500 a week. And we ain't used to make that type of money, so I had to find ways to diversify my income. I started decorating. I started doing home staging. I was one of those people where people would come to my house and they would be like, "Oh my gosh, it looks so beautiful in here." And I realized at the time, I was like, "Okay, I have another gift."
Yeah.
So somebody told me, "You should get into set design. You should start, decorating professionally." And I did. And I did after about 600 houses. I was like, dang, I could start my own company doing this. So 19 months ago, I started a company called The Singing Stager,
Okay.
and it's a home staging company. I decorate houses for people to sell them. I don't really do the decorating that much anymore because now I just run a company.
Yeah.
But it's a real life 5-star rated home staging company in the DC area, and our clients are like Redfin and Compass. So that's what I do. That Singing Stager company helps me fund my music career.
Oh, okay.
And that's also takes a lot of my time away from my music career. But it's how I've been able to diversify, is having a whole nother business. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as far as like, let's talk about the actual the singing,
Yeah.
for example, right now. So
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned the money, got smaller, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the tours, when you look at the tours, right, those
Mm-hmm.
people are still touring, and people are going to concert a lot more,
Mm-hmm.
or as the same as they used to be. How come
Mm-hmm.
they're paying you guys at the lower rate?
Oh, because the artist needs more money. And
Yeah,
it's just
but
like,
you guys too need money, right?
yeah, absolutely. You have to understand everything is different. I could tell you right now, artists are not making the same thing that they used to make touring like 10, 15 years ago. They're not. I feel like if you get, maybe if you're like Beyonce, first of all, I don't manage any of the artists, so I don't know their specific numbers.
Okay.
This is just talk amongst my peers. You know, the money is there, but everyone has to diversify.
Okay.
If the money was the same for all artists, I don't feel like Rihanna would be doing all of her attention. We'd have more Rihanna records.
Yeah.
Everybody is diversifying right now.
Yeah.
That's Fenty Beauty and Fenty. That same. It used to be that all the money she would make doing that, she would make in music. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I personally, this is just my own personal opinion. I feel like everybody is finding ways to diversify their income, and you just gotta get on board with it and accept it what it is. What else can you do?
Yeah.
And it makes you a better artist for
Yeah.
real. It makes you have a better life because, you know, when I first got into the music industry, I will be honest with you. The amount of no's and closed doors that you hear,
Mhm.
they can break you as a person and make
Oh.
you not even want to sing anymore. And if you don't have something else funding that career, which gives you some control over your
Yeah.
career, you're just at the mercy of whoever says yes or no.
Yeah.
It's not, see, this generation now that's in the industry, they have way more freedom than
Yeah.
people that started back then because if L.A. Reid didn't like you, you were nothing. You like,
Yeah.
if he said no, you better find the next L.A. Reid to say yes. Now, you could put it out, and if your peers say yes, it's dope
goes.
because you don't need the
Yeah.
LA, okay? So how you gonna get it to your peers? That means you gotta go make some money. Some people are gonna sell away. Some people are gonna do whatever they gotta do. I'm doing what I gotta do. I got my business, and that helps me, you
Find
know,
the music.
put my music out there, and that's how it's done now. That's just what it is. You
Yeah.
gotta
I
be a
mean,
business
it's
person.
hard though. It's yeah. Everybody look at the final person making money, but the struggle. We all forget about the struggle they have to
Mhm.
go through. It's maybe somebody recognize your talent and they're willing to sponsor you, but
Mhm.
even that too is not free. You're gonna have to pay them somehow later on, unless they're your family members like your parents and they're wealthy enough to sponsor that. But most of the time, you don't see it
That's
like
right.
that. Most people have to go through the early read, and you better believe it, they're gonna take their cut too
That's
at
right.
the end of it. So the money gotta come from somewhere. It's a business, right?
That's
After
right.
all.
That's right.